Good afternoon, welcome to the British Airsoft Show, and indeed welcome to the Airsoft Action magazine stand. My name's Andy Nightingale and I run a not-for-profit organisation called pro-tact, in which we deliver training programmes to the security industry and the airsoft folk alike. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at how we can safely handle a gun, and we do this by doing a system called the 4 and 7. So we've got 4 basic rules of handgun safety, and I'll go through a 7-point check on how to play the gun with you. Many years ago, all the ranges around the world had their own set of safety rules, and if you go to each range you'll find out that one is slightly different from the other, and if you go from the Americas to Europe you'll probably end up with 1,000 different rules, but they all come under one umbrella. So a young Marine by the name of Colonel Jeff Cooper, the United States Marine Corps, decided that there needed to be a standardised system of using range safety, basic handgun safety. So what he put together was 4 basic safety rules. Those 4 rules are now spread worldwide, and almost all gun ranges teach this same system. Okay. Oh, by the way, we do have a lovely lady here who's supporting Help for Heroes for us, so please feel free to dive deep into your pockets. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the board over there and the board here as my safe area to point the gun. Okay. I'm using a 1911. It's an airsoft pistol built by Mike Cripps of Elite Shooting Centre for me. It is unloaded, it is safe, and the magazines that I'm using are safety magazines. I know that because they're painted yellow. They have no followers and no springs. They can hold gas, but they are incapable of holding any ammunition. Okay? So what I'm going to do is teach you the 4 basic safety rules. First of all, treat all guns as if they were loaded. The reason why this is, if I have bad skills and drills and bad safety procedures with my airsoft gun, and let's face it, it's not going to do much damage, is it? Okay, maybe to your eyes, but it's certainly not going to destroy your car, your cat. Okay, maybe your cat, but it's certainly not going to destroy the buildings, the fabrication around you. But if you was to transition from this to a live firearm, or even an air gun, the damage is immeasurable. Okay, so never treat all guns as loaded. If I was to give you this gun, come on Dave, come on in here. If I was to give you that gun, okay, and I was to give you that gun, which gun would you treat with more respect?
They're both the same.
That's the right answer. They're both the same. Okay, but what we can do, or what we have done in the past, thanks David. Yeah, cheers. What we have done in the past is given somebody a live firearm that's been unloaded, and we've given them a deactivated firearm which cannot do anybody any harm, but it's had a magazine loaded into it. We've asked them which one they would choose that they respect the most. Which one do you think they chose? The one with the magazine in. Okay, wrong answer. You treat all guns as if they were loaded, and it's always the unloaded gun that goes off and does the damage. Well, that's what the perpetrator says. Okay, so treat all guns as if they are loaded, and you'll respect them and they'll respect you. The second thing is, do not point the gun at anything you're not willing to destroy. Okay, we do a lot of dry firing exercise, which means we use the gun without any ammunition in. That way we can manipulate the gun and practice our draw strokes, we can practice reloading, and it's all nice and safe. However, if I'm not willing to destroy my TV, I won't point it at the TV. If I'm not willing to shoot the cat or the dog, I won't point it at the cat. Bit controversial, but if I don't want to shoot the wife, I wouldn't shoot the wife. I won't point it at the wife. Okay? And she's actually a trained sniper, so that'd be my fault. So don't point it at anything you're not willing to destroy. You also need, if you're dry firing, for example, if I'm using this back wall here, I've got to make sure that my rounds are not going to be able to go through there and destroy what's on the back of it. Treat all guns as if they're loaded. Never point a gun at anything you're not willing to destroy. The third one, always keep your finger off the trigger until you are prepared to shoot. A lot of people say number one safety catch, and a lot of people say no it isn't. If you listen to what they say, it's your number one safety catch. That's connected to me. That's my number one safety catch. If I haven't got that on the trigger, the gun shouldn't go off. The safety catch on my 1911 is located here and also on the grip in the tang. So, where's the gun safety catch? Here and here. Where's my safety catch? It's here. Okay? There's lots of times when people will have the finger on the trigger. If you get surprised, jumped in airsoft, grenades go off, you trip, you get that sympathetic muscle spasm. As soon as you jump, you go, ooh, what's that? I've just clenched my hands. You can't help it, it happens. If your finger's on the trigger, the rounds are going to go off. The last one that he came up with is be sure of your target and what is beyond it. Works two ways. In a skirmishing, we need to make sure of our target. We need to identify it. If we identify the wrong target, we end up with a blue on blue. We shoot our own teammates. Okay, hands up, who's done that before? Come on, be honest. I can't put my hand up. Okay. Come close. So we need to identify our target. If we're shooting competition on paper targets or steel plate, we still need to identify our target. Okay. There's been many of the shooters will tell you that they've put 10 rounds down range and hit the bull every single time. When they go to get the target, they've not hit it once. The guy next to him is beaming bright because he's rubbish shot, but he's got 10 bulls, plus the 10 he missed. So he's shot the wrong target. It does happen, it always happens. It's happened to me, I've got the wrong target, okay? I've also had somebody shoot on my target, so it's not too bad. So we must identify our target. If we're in a controlled range, a controlled environment, the chances are we're going to have a decent backstop. That means the round that we fire is going to be caught and homed safely. So we can be quite sure that if it's a home office range or it's a range that you've set up and you've done your job properly, the rounds will stop. If, however, you are shooting airsoft and you're out on your skirmish and you fire your round, it misses, and the backstop just happens to be the marshal and he gets it square in the face, okay? And that does happen. I've been that marshal, okay? I didn't get these looks from birth, okay? So you've got to be sure of your backstop. In the real world situations, what we do, we train rescue teams and stuff like that. If we was to shoot somebody and we had over penetration, that round's going to travel through the person we've shot and it's going to end up hitting whatever. Okay? So we've got treat all guns as if they were loaded. Never point a gun at anything you're not willing to destroy. Keep your finger off the trigger at all times until you are ready to shoot. And lastly, be sure of your target and what is beyond it. Those are the 4 basic safety rules that Colonel Jeff Cooper came up with, and you will find them worldwide. You may find there's a slight difference in the text, but they're all the same. So that's the 4. The 7 I'm going to show you. I'll do it with a pistol and I'll do it with the rifle as well. You'll see a lot of people, they'll finish shooting and they'll clear the gun and stick it away. Is it loaded? Is it unloaded? With a live firearm, you could have a broken extractor, okay, and it might not bring the round out. You'll see people, they'll look inside, fire it off and put it away. You'll see people give it all this, okay? Yeah, it's clear. You'll see people stop firing, drop the magazine out and sling it straight in the bag. Happened last week to a police firearms officer with airsoft, okay, but he launched a round in the floor. The safest way to come up with it with clearing a handgun or a rifle, I'll show you both in a moment, is to first of all point it in a safe direction. I'm not pointing it at anything that I'm not willing to destroy. I'm going to keep my finger off the trigger at all times. I'm going to come from this position here where I've finished shooting, and I'm going to come and stand to the side. You'll notice that the muzzle has not moved off its axis at any one time. I'll force the slide back and lock it back, finger off trigger. I'm going to hold the frame with my left hand, my weak hand, and I'm keeping my finger away from the trigger. I'm going to visually and physically inspect the inside of the gun. Seems a bit long-winded, but bear with me. If it's dark, I can't see inside there, so I'm going to physically check with my finger to see if there's anything in there. If there's any obstructions, then we'll need to clear it. So point 1 is forwards into the breech. Point 2 is straight down into the magazine well, both physically and visually. Then we're going to look to the rear. We're going to clear the bolt face, or as you all know, sometimes BBs can get stuck behind the loading nozzle, so we can look in the back there. And at no time as my finger entered the trigger, at no time as the muzzle wandered all over the place, and there's no time as any part of my body gone in front of the muzzle itself. So checks 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn the gun over and again visually and physically inspect to make sure that the magazine is out. Turn it back over. 5, 6, 7. Long-winded, too long. I'll show you at full speed in just a moment. From here, I'm going to return myself back around to the rear of the gun. Okay, so I'm not turning the gun that way onto you. I'm pointing it in a safe direction and going back into the place I was before. Release the slide. I aim, fire, finger back off the trigger. The reason why I aim is just in case there is a round in there. Okay, no good saying I'm sorry if you didn't check it right. Safety catch on if it applies. Back in the holster, back in your case. Very quick and easy to do. Fire the round, finish shooting, finger off trigger, come to the side, lock the slide open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how quick it is. Okay? So simple. The British Army teach it. Some muppets in there when you first get them in, I tell you. With a rifle, I'm going to use a gas blowback airsoft rifle purely because it's a lot easier to show you with. With AEGs, it's a lot harder, okay, because you can't open it up. So the first thing we do, we eject the magazine. Put that away. Keeping the gun pointed in a safe position. We're going to hold open the bolt, keeping our finger well away from the trigger, and we're going to inspect 1, 2, 3, turn the gun over, 4, 5, 6, 7. Weapons clear. We can now return to the rear of the weapon, working parts forward, safety catch on if it applies when you fired off the action. Change your sights, change your selector lever if it applies, and do your dust cover up. Pretty quick, okay? So once more with the rifle, you finish firing, magazine out, bolt to the rear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's that quick. It doesn't take you too long to do it. With those skills and drills, if you start using those today, if at all times you pick up a firearm, be it a shotgun, a 2-2 rimfire, a 50 cal Barrett, whatever, the skills are all the same and you'll be safe. It's foolproof. It is a little over the top, but I don't think it's over the top if you go and shoot somebody. Happy with that? Brilliant. I hope we've all learnt a little something today. It's nice and easy, nice and simple to do. If you would like to know anything more about this, please come and see me or either one of my colleagues here. Thank you very much. If you want to ask us about any training courses we provide, please come and see us. Apart from that, thank you very much. We do have some tins rattling somewhere. There's a lovelier lady here than the lady in the helmet. Okay. Yeah, please come and see us. We'll give you some advice. Please visit Nigel from the Airsoft Action, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.